Hi everybody. I thought I would do a pot roast for you today. I wanted to show you how we're going to do a pot roast. We're not going to use any oil, any water, and we're going to use the cookware, the gourmet cooker, with the pot that comes off and can be used for anything else on the stove as well. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the pot roast a little bit of a sear on each side. I just want to make sure this is hot enough. And that looks good. You can see just the water's kind of bouncing around in there a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my pot roast, stick it in there. And I'm just going to let it sear a little bit, cook on each side a little bit, so that it kind of gives it a little bit of a brownness on there. And just let it cook just a little bit there. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to cut up some things to put in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting in some celery, some sweet onion, and some red potatoes. And I use the celery because, again, if you remember from one of my other videos, the celery has natural salt. So it's a good way to get your sodium without adding salt to your food. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that up. And I hope everybody's been doing good. Hopefully we're getting closer to the end of this pandemic. But in the meantime, I hope everybody's been having some nice time with your family and enjoying a little extra time that we don't normally get. I know it's kind of a bummer, but got to make the best of it, I guess. And then I'm going to cut up some of the onion here. I'm just doing, bigger chunks. It doesn't have to be small because it's all going to be cooking in the gourmet cooker the full day. So I'm going to be cooking mine about a good 8 hours, maybe 9, depending on. I like to cook it slower and longer just because it just is so tender when it's done. So we've got that. I'm going to turn this a little bit. And what I've got here is some small red potatoes. So I'm just going to cut those in half. Let me see how my roast is doing here. It looks good. Let me turn that over a little bit. Get this and turn it over. And I can show you here. We're just going to give it a little bit of a browning on each side, as you can see right there. We're just going to kind of brown it a little bit. Just get that going. And I'm going to cut these potatoes. And like I said, you don't have to use red, but I like red potatoes, and I like these small ones like this. So I just cut them in half and put them in there, and they're so good. And don't take the peels off, you guys, because the peel is on the potatoes, that has all your vitamins in there. I know we used to peel them, cut out the eyes so they couldn't see what we were doing, and then put them in there. But then you're losing your nutrition. And so just leave the peels on there, and it's so delicious after they're cooked. All right. So let's see how we're doing here. I'm not going to put any water in this or anything today, no oil. We're just going to let this, see how this side's doing here. And you can also, if you want it a little browner, I didn't need it real brown, but if you want it to, you could put it on the stove too and get it a little hotter. I'm going to take this out for a moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the onion and the celery. Oh, and I need to, actually we're going to cut up some carrots as well. So let me grab some carrots. I'm going to put those in here as well. Get some really good nutrients from the celery, but again, use it for the natural salt because it's really good with the natural salt. Grab some carrots. We're going to get some carrots. Okay, so we have our carrots here, and I've got about 5 carrots that I'm going to cut in. Remember, use the whole real carrots. Don't don't get bagged carrots for a couple reasons. They're peeled. You want to keep the peeling on the carrot because, again, that's where all your vitamins and nutrients are. Your beta carotene. You know, this is the best way to get natural and really healthy, good vitamins in your body. So you don't want to buy the stuff in the packages. I mean, it's already been washed and who knows what it's been washed in, you know. So this way you wash them yourself, you cut them up. And I'm just cutting these up in some big chunks so that they can be in here, and I'm going to put those in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my roast in there, and I'm going to kind of put my potatoes around the side, inside there as well. And again, we're not adding any water to this, you guys, because the way the pot is going to cook, I mean, as you know in my last videos, so this cooks all the way around. The heat is even from top, bottom to sides. So there's no reason to add any water. It's almost like cooking in your oven. You just put it all in there, and it's going to, the juices are going to be natural juices. So this afternoon, it's going to probably be really full of juices, and I'll have to show you that as we cook during the day. And I'm just putting the potatoes, just sticking them in there around the sides, and I'll show you when I'm done here. I probably cut too many potatoes, but that's okay. We can just fit them in there. We'll squeeze them in, at least a few. Okay, so this is what I've done. I've got the potatoes, I've got the celery and the onions and the carrots on the bottom, and potatoes all the way around. And then what I've got here is, so this is a little mixture that I like. So I've got some tomato sauce here. You can use tomato juice. I prefer sauce because it's got less salt. And a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, so about 3. Not a very good measurer. I don't like to measure. I'm one of those, like, I just do it by taste or do it by however I like it. So I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And then in here I have a little garlic powder, and I've got some black pepper, as you can see. Stick that in there. I'm going to just stir that up. And then we're going to pour that on top. So again, I don't know if you guys remember, but the pans and the cookware are all layers of metal, okay? So we've got your aluminum for the heat induction, we've got the cast iron, we've got the copper, and then that, excuse me, is all wrapped in surgical stainless steel, 3 layers, and that's how we are able to get the even cooking temperature all the way around, okay? So that's why it makes it so amazing, and you don't have to use any water or oil or anything like that, because it's going to cook just like you're cooking in an oven. So it's really amazing. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to pour this on top of the roast here. And as this cooks and all the juices start flowing, everything's going to flow together. Just spread that out a little bit. Okay, so we've got this here with the sauces on there, as you can see. And then what I'm going to do is, because I want this to cook a little slower, is I'm just going to turn this to number 3, because it is about, it's almost 11 o'clock. So it'll be done by 6:30ish or so. So that'll be about 7.5 hours, maybe 7-8 hours. We'll see how it looks. But anyway, we're just going to let that cook, and that's going to give us pretty much a 1-dish meal right there. You've got your vegetables, you've got your potato, your meat. I'm also going to do a little dessert, so stay tuned, and we're going to work on a dessert together before this is done, and then we'll see how everything came out. So for now, you guys, I will be back shortly. Hi guys. Okay, so let's start dessert. While that pot roast is cooking, I'm going to do a pineapple upside down cake. I'm going to use it, I'm going to do it on the stove. I'm using my induction cooker just because it's easier and then I don't have to turn my back to you to use my stove. So we're going to do it on the stove, and this is our Freedom skillet, the 10-inch Freedom skillet. In our book, it does say use the larger skillet, but you can do it in this. You just have to maybe adjust the time a little bit, so it works out just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix up the cake mix. I like to use the Duncan Hines Perfectly Moist Pineapple Supreme. Gives it a little extra oomph, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix that up, and I'm going to go ahead and pour that in here. It calls for 3 eggs, which we're going to put those in there. And then we're going to, I'll tell you, this comes out really good. I'm going to modify it a little bit just so you guys know, because I didn't have pineapple rounds. So I'm using the crushed pineapple, which I think it'll be just fine. Never hurts to experiment a little bit sometimes. Alright, so then we're going to put in, it says a cup of water. I'm going to actually use 3/4 of a cup, and the reason is because the pineapple has juices in it as well. And then it's going to ask for a little bit of oil, which I'm going to, it says vegetable, but I don't like vegetables, so I'm going to use the olive oil. Okay. And before we start mixing that, you're going to want to melt your butter, and I know you guys are going to say, okay, how do you know this is three tablespoons of butter? Well, this is a brand new stick of butter, and so I kind of cheated and I marked it so on the paper where you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. This is already warmed up, so I'm going to let it melt. And while that's melting, I'm going to add brown sugar to it. Once it starts to melt, I'm going to let that dissolve while we're mixing up the rest of the cake batter. And then that'll give that that brown sugar top coating the best part of the whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. Okay, so we're going to let that melt here for a moment. And let's see, I've got some brown sugar, and I did put it somewhere. Way over here. All right, and with our brown sugar, so we're going to want about 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. And I like to pack it, so let's bring this over here. If you don't pack it, then it's really, truly not 1/4 of a cup, I don't think. So let me get a spoon, and we're just going to, or fork, whatever works the best. Let's make sure this is 1/4 of a cup. Actually, it's a little more than 1/4 of a cup. We don't want too much. So I'm going to just put this up here for now. Let's see here. There's still a little bit over there. Let's see. There we go. I don't want too much. I mean, it's good. I love the brown sugar, don't get me wrong. And it's delicious, but I just want to make sure that there's not too much on top. So the butter is still melting, and I'll just turn that just a little bit there. And while that's melting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in some of the crushed pineapple. And I'm going to put half of it in here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of it at the bottom instead of the pineapples that we normally put on there. I'm going to just put this on there and then pour the cake batter in there, so that way it's got a little bit on top as well. So we'll see how it comes out. I don't know. It's the first time I've done it this way. All right, so this is melting. Well, that's melting. I'm going to put the brown sugar in here and let that start to dissolve. Get that dissolving. All right. You want to melt your butter on low and do the brown sugar on low. You don't want it too high, because then you know what's going to happen. It's going to burn the butter or the brown sugar, and we don't want that, because nothing tastes good when it gets overdone. So I'm just kind of stirring this, and as you guys can see how pretty that is. I know. Can't lift off the pot, it yells at me. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get that all melting up there. And while that's melting, let's go ahead and get this starting to mix here. Just mix that up here. Get that going. Just a little bit. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. Again, you guys, we're doing this in the Kitchen Craft cookware. This is the Freedom Skillet, the 10-inch. And we're able to do this because of the way the layers of metal are done on in this cookware. Waterless, oil-free cookware, but it's, you know, I can't say enough. I've been so happy with my cookware so far. It's just been amazing. I haven't cooked anything yet in it that I haven't loved, and it hasn't tasted amazing. So that is cooking. Let's see how our is doing. Now, if you guys want to go on the website and look at some of the cookware, read the reviews. I mean, we have so many reviews on our website, waterlesscookware.com, and just go on there and read the reviews. I mean, people have some amazing stories that have had this cookware for years. I mean, 40, 50 years, but the health benefits and the weight loss and just things that they, you know, that they talk about and just how they love their cookware. Again, remember, lifetime warranty on all cookware, and so it's an heirloom. You can pass this down to your kids, your grandkids, or keep it for yourself and buy them their own set. So this is what my kids are going to get when they get married, or maybe before, we'll see. But anyway, let's see how this is doing. I did do pork chops last night. I'm going to do a video because I was experimenting, and I should have just experimented with you guys and just did it, but they came out amazing. So I am going to do that video, and I did an artichoke, and I didn't video that either because I've never done an artichoke in one of our pans with no water. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I did an artichoke and I did Brussels sprouts together in the same pan. Amazing. So I will do that video here in a couple days, and I will post that. This is looking really good. So I think what we're going to do, and that looks really good there. All right, let's turn this off, and let's get this up. Okay. I couldn't find my hand mixer, so that's why I'm using my big mixer, but that's okay. It works just as well. All right, let me just stick this under here so I don't make a mess, so it could drip into something. All right, I've got my batter here, you guys. As you can see, it looks beautiful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the rest of this pineapple, and I'm just going to kind of spread it around the bottom here, just like it was going to be the pineapple rounds, but I'm just going to do this. And then there's going to be some cherries on here eventually, but I'm going to do the cherries after it's done, just because I just think it looks better, and they just, I don't know, they're better. And I'm not a big, you know, jar cherry, like fresh cherries, but I'm going to use a jar because that's what it calls for. Then we're just going to pour this in there. All right, just take that and pour it in. And then remember, we're doing this and we're able to cook it this way because of the layers of metal. I mean, we're cooking it all the way around. So everything's cooking all the way around from top to bottom and sides in. All right. So we've got that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that bake in here, or cook in here, for 20 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that just to low to medium. Really low is all you need to know. So we're just going to keep it at low. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on there. And then once it's done in about 20 minutes or so, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this off the stove, set it aside for about 5 additional minutes, and then before we actually open it up and look at how delicious it's going to be. So again, you guys, if you want to look at the cookware, we have some really beautiful flatware now that we've just added to the collection. Go to waterlesscookware.com. You can go to my website, waterlesscookware.com/Chef Tracy Wooner, and you can look on my website as well. But check out the reviews. Oh gosh, there's so many, and there's so many people that have had such great results with the cookware and just with their health in general. So check that out, and then we're going to come back to see how beautiful this turns out, and we're going to also check and see how the pot roast is doing in a little bit as well. All right, guys, so I will be back shortly. Hey guys, okay, so we've had this baking on, or cooking on the cooktop in the Freedom skillet, and for about 22 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and we're going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes and just kind of cool down a little bit. While that's cooling, I wanted to remind you that, you know, depending on what you need, I wanted to show you what Ray and I, this is what we use on a daily basis. So there's the two of us, and then our youngest son Kyle is home with us, and he's here most of the time. So when I cook for 3 of us. So this is the 7-inch saute. Okay, I use this for, you know, making eggs, omelets, small little things. So this one I do use. And then this is the 1 quart. This is the one that you've seen most of my demonstrations on the vegetables, okay? This is the 1 quart. Everything's stamped so beautifully. It says Kitchen Craft, 1 quart, again, American made, West Bend, Wisconsin, and it's gorgeous. So anyway, I use that one, and then I use this one as well, the 2 quart, okay? And the Freedom skillet, and then my gourmet cooker, and that's it. And again, look at how nice these all fit together, you guys. I mean, these are the lids. They just flip up, sit inside like this, okay? And they just sit inside. Again, don't forget that you can also put those like this so that they're not on the counter. But you can also put them like this, and you put the pot inside the lid so that the pot's not sitting on the counter, and it's sitting right on the handle here, okay? So nothing hot's going to touch your counter. Okay, so what I do, I have this, my Freedom skillet. I put the lid just like that. I stack this in here, and then I have my little, well, actually I do my little saute, and then this, or either way, you can do one or the other. And that's it. So this right here with my Freedom skillet fits in my counter, in my cupboard, and it takes up very little room. So, you know, we are going to be doing our RVing full time coming soon. And, you know, I'm not going to have a lot of room. Yes, I have a beautiful big kitchen right now. And so I do have room if I wanted to add, but I don't really need it. This is all I need. This will feed a family of 2 to 3 comfortably. And a bigger family, we have other pot sets. So take a look at what's there. You can mix and match. Call me if you have questions, if you want to add something different, and, you know, just let me know. We can make it work for you. Just remember to go on, there's all the sets, and then there's all the individuals, and just look at everything and see what you need. And if you're not sure, call me or text me or email me, whatever you want to do. Just let me know, and we'll discuss it. And everything, again, you can find on waterlesscookware.com/Tracy Wooner, /Chef Tracy Wooner. And I'm not a chef. You all know that, but I do love to cook. I'm a foodie, I guess. So anyway, and then again, you can go on there and look at everything, look at the reviews, check out all the pictures. There's just so much information. So you guys just go on there and take a look at that. But reach out to me if you have any questions, okay? Again, American made. We can't beat that. I mean, we need to buy American made. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, the more American made products we buy, the better off all of us are here in America. So let's try to stick to American made. And they've been around forever, 116 years this company's been in business. So they're doing something right, obviously, because they wouldn't be around this long. One manufacturing distribution center, that's it, for 116 years. So you know that they're doing something right. So we've taken this off and we've let it sit here for about 5 minutes just to let it rest a little bit. And we're going to take a look and see. So my lid, sometimes when it's really cooking good, you can see the steam when it cooks down, when the metals start to cool off. So as you know, when it heats up to the temperature and then we turn it down, all those metals start to retract, start to cool down. So that locks everything in, and that's how they're able to cook. If you ever come to your pot, and this happened to me, and you can't get the lid off, okay? And it was funny because I was like, oh, anyway, all you gotta do is turn the heat up just a little bit, get it to expand, and then poof, the lid comes right off. So this one was fine. Again, you can set the lid right there on there. And I want you to see how beautiful this looks right now. The bottom of it is gorgeous. It's so pretty. I'm going to let it cool off for a little bit longer, and then we're going to flip it over and see what the other side looks like and add the cherries. All right. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Okay, let's see if we can flip this without making a mess. So here we go. Let's see what this came out. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, let me put this on top of there. And let me just show you guys. I got it a little crooked there, but oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my cherries to the top. And let them sit up there pretty on the top. And once that cools down a little bit, I'll do that. And then later, when we're ready to have dinner, our pot roast, that's will be coming up this afternoon. And we'll have dessert and we'll be ready to go. All right, you guys, let's take a look at this when it's all done with the cherries. All right. All right, guys, I just wanted you to see how this came out. I just added some cherries to the top. And I like to do it like that because not everybody loves these cherries. Me, I'm one of those that don't love these cherries. So if I want to remove them, I can. But anyway, it looks so pretty. And then I wanted to show you this. So the bottom of the pan got some of that brown sugar stuck a little, which is fine. So what you want to do is you just want to come over and you want to just put some water. You just want to fill this with water at the bottom. And then I'm going to put it on the stove. And I'm just going to heat it up and let the water start heating up. Let it get nice and hot. And that'll remove that right out of there. And then you can just wipe it out, wash your pot, and it's ready to go. So it's really, really easy. So once in a while, you'll get a little bit of that, especially when you got butter and brown sugar and all that nice sticky stuff at the bottom there. But anyway, so we're just going to heat this up for a little bit. I'm going to let that boil, and then when it's done boiling up a little bit, I'll take it over to the sink and we'll wipe it out, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so we've got this water good and hot boiled up here. Let's just go take this over here. And sometimes it's even, sometimes I'll even take like a spatula or something and just scrape. Let me grab one, in fact. Let's see here. Let's just grab a spatula. And then I just scrape it so smooth on the bottom. Wait till you guys see. It's like we don't even have to scrub anything. Just pour that out. Look at that. Nothing is there. And you just rinse it out. And I'll wash this with soap and water, obviously. But anyway, just rinse it out. Look at that. Nothing stuck, you guys. This is great. I'll wash it out with soap and water. We also make a really nice stainless steel cleanser that's environmentally safe, and it works really well if you want to do like an extra cleaning in between, just to get little things here or there if you see something you don't like. But there you go. All stuck on now, all off. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right, guys, so let's take a look and see how this roast is done for this afternoon. Oh, looks really good. Let's put the lid, actually I'm going to put the lid down here. All right, that looks really good. Looks delicious. Let's see how we've done here. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks like it's really done well. Okay. So let's take it out and we'll put the potatoes on around. Let's see how the vegetables did. Vegetables look really good too. And let's go ahead and I'll put this over on the other side and we'll go ahead and slice this up. All right, guys, so this looks really good. Let's go ahead and slice it up and take a look at what we've got here. So this is our roast. So it's been cooking just 8 hours, it looks like. It looks like it's going to slice up really nice. Look at that. Oh, that looks really good. Nice and hot. And got just enough, a little bit of pink, not bad in the middle. And it's pretty much just kind of falling apart. Looks really good there. Look at that. That looks really good. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dish up one plate here and put a little juices over the top of that. Let me grab a spoon. Put some, I don't know if you can see the inside of this, but that looks really good. We've got the potatoes and the carrots. Put some potatoes on here. Dish up Ray's plate, I guess, here. Get him ready. Well, these came out really good. The carrots and everything came out perfect. Everything looks really good. And we'll put a little juice over the top of that. A few celeries. There we go. And we'll put a little juice on the top of the meat. All right. Looks and smells delicious. And let you guys see how that looked. That came out perfect. Got a handle in the way there. Looks really good. All right, and then with that, we did the upside down pineapple cake. Let's take a look at that. And then this is what we're going to have for dessert this evening. And we're going to put a little whipped cream on the top of that, and that will be dessert after dinner this evening. So there you have it. Pretty much a very easy meal. Prepared this morning. It cooked 8 hours. 1 dish meal. Got everything you need right there, and dessert for later. And I will post all this and give you all the information on the code if you want to go on the website. Also, I'll give you some of the ingredients and recipe information on the dinner as well. You guys have a great day. Good to see you all. Take care. Bye. And there you've got it. The dessert after dinner. Little whipped cream. Came out perfect. Looks delicious. And we'll try it out and see how it is. Thanks again for coming, you guys. See you soon.